Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. I decided I was going to pretend to be a booktuber again today and film my July wrap up. I'm not even gonna lie, July was not a good month. This is not gonna be that positive of a video, so I really just want to get through it. I'm not gonna share all of the stats that I usually do. I'm just going to quickly go through what I read. So as always, I'm gonna start first with the books that I bought in the month of July. I'll start first with my book of the month, I guess. I do have 3 books that I got in my box, but I had a backlog of credits. So my book of the month, what I spent on book of the month this month was $17.11. And the 3 books I got were The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and The It Girl by Ruth Ware. Those were all probably pretty predictable, and I'm excited to get to all 3 of those. And then next I have some Alice Oseman that I ordered to complete my set. So I have I Was Born for This, which was $15.13, and I have This Winter, which is like one of the novellas, and this was $12.67. And then I ordered One Thing on Pango Books. And if you don't know, there's a read-along going on right now with this series hosted by Martine from Just Martine and Kayla from Kayla Ray Reads. So I bought the next set in the series, getting Magic Tree House books number 5 through 8. And this cost me $7.49. If you're looking to get this series through this readathon, Pango Books, I have been able to find them all very cheap. So take a look there. I probably am snagging them before you, but you can go try. So overall in the month I spent $53.40. Not terrible, but as we all know, I am behind on my goal to spend less than $1,000 on books this year. So it was one good month. I need many more good months. So now to get into what I read, I'm just gonna right off the bat tell you what my average rating for the month of July was, and it was 2.5 stars, which is extremely low. I have 3 DNFs and absolutely 0 5 stars. So let's get into what happened here. Overall, I read/attempted 10 books. I read for a total of 20 hours. I read 1,496 pages, with my average reading speed being 74.8 pages an hour. You'll see that's because I was reading Magic Tree House. And then I listened to 13 hours of audiobooks. One of those audiobooks was something I DNF'd, and one of the audiobooks I had majorly read the book with my eyes and then just listened to a little bit of the audiobook. So none of it was like a full audiobook. So then the only other stat I'm gonna share this month is that I had 3 DNFs, 1 2-star, 2 3 stars, and 4 4 stars. So in order, I'm just gonna discuss the books from my least favorite to my most favorite, as I always do. So we'll start with my 3 DNFs. First of which that I'm gonna mention is Games We Play by, I believe, Dana Islay. I started this. It is just like a smutty novella. It wasn't my flavor, so I quickly put it down and moved on. I'm not gonna be reading that. I was kind of excited for it. I had heard good things, but I wasn't into it. Then I have one that I started reading for Squash That Series and decided to DNF, and that is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is one I said I was never gonna read, but I reread the trilogy this year and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. I bought the book. I got like over halfway through and I just didn't care. I do not care, and I didn't want to continue. It's a chunky book. And yeah, I decided to put it down. And then my final DNF, which is a book you already know about because I did post that 5-star picks my TBR for Ruby. I did DNF The Book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki. Out of any of these, I think in a different time and place that this is a book that I could have or would have wanted to finish, but just I'm so slumpy right now, and it was a long book. I did not care enough. I think if it was a month where I was really just like zooming through books, it could have been something that I consumed very fast and was just like, yep, it was what it was. But at this time and place, I just had to put it down. It was taking me too long. I had been attempting it for over a month, so I didn't finish it. And then my 2-star book, you will know if you participate in the Shelf This Book Club at all, and that was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I do feel like 2-star feels a little harsh. It wasn't terrible. There were things about it that I absolutely hated, but ultimately in that discussion, especially, I think I kind of had to come to terms with the fact that I maybe do not like like detective mystery series. I don't like the setting up of the characters. I just want like the case. So I think that this book could have been consolidated a lot with the mystery. Overall, I did kind of like what the story was and what actually happened with the mystery, but it was kind of just a slog to get through. And then my 3-star books, I'm gonna be talking about these Magic Treehouse books all over the place just because of how I rated them. But first we're gonna talk about my least favorite one, which was The Night at Dawn. This is book number 2. We have not had the discussion for these yet, so I'm excited to see what everyone else has to say. But ultimately this one, I think it did throw me off because my copy for some reason had like, I read 5 pages and then there's another set of that 5 pages in here. So I was reading and then it like broke up my flow. So that's partly my copy's fault, but yeah. Ultimately, the nights were not the most interesting to me. I'm having so much fun introducing myself to this series for the first time though, so this is a positive experience, this whole read along. But then next I have number 4, which is Pirates Past Noon, which again got 3 stars, about a 3.5 star actually. So then jumping into my 4 stars, we'll continue with the Magic Treehouse series. And first I put Dinosaurs Before Dark, which is the first one. Again, I had a really good time. This was my very first introduction into the series. I have never read these, so just figuring out who the characters are and their character traits and what this series was going to be all about was fun to jump into, and I gave this one 4 stars. And then my favorite one in the series so far is actually Mummies in the Morning, which was number 3. I liked the adventure in this one. And yeah, my next 4 star, I'm actually so happy that I got to, and it was Genderqueer by Maya Kobabe. I did read this as an ebook or like on my phone, as it's a graphic novel. I requested this because if you didn't know, every month I do like to kind of set a TBR based on Ruby from Ruby Red's Tic Tac TBR. I kind of look through her prompts and give like a tentative TBR. So when she had gender nonconforming author come up, I kind of browsed through what my library had available and requested this, and I wasn't supposed to get it for a while, but it did end up coming in, and I'm so glad it did. I gave this book 4 stars. I think it's a great conversation. I loved the author's perspective. Everyone's experience is going to be different. So yeah, I think I need to get into more things like this. It was a memoir style graphic novel. And the final book, which would end up being my favorite book of the month, which seems a little weird because, like I said, I didn't have any 5 stars. This book was a book I enjoyed a lot, but to say like, this is my favorite, this is by no means going to be like on my favorites list of the year. But it was a fun read and exactly what I wanted at the time. Again, I read this during the Squash That Series readathon, and that is Secrets of a Summer Night by Lisa Kleypas. I do think that I enjoyed the first one, or book 0, more than this, but I was craving historical romance, so this did give me what I wanted it to. By no means is it my favorite ever, but I am excited to continue this series, and I do recommend this for anyone who read that first book with me or us. I do think that Lisa Kleypas, as a historical romance author, I'm discovering I really like her writing. And that's July. That's what I did in July. Like I said, not a great reading month. I do think I have committed to being pretty absent still through August. Life got crazy, kids, all right? We've got a lot going on. I did decide also to put 5-star picks my TBR on hold for a couple more months. I am hoping to jump back into that in September. I just, right now with how slumpy I am, I think I just need to grab what's catching my interest and steer clear a little bit of challenges. I just want to enjoy my reading as much as I can while I am this busy. So this fall, I hope to be back full-blown. Yeah. Summer's crazy. I'm having a good time. The store got busy. We had like 600 things in our house break down at once, so we've been getting vehicles fixed. We got a new water heater. My baby's getting big, so life's happening. I'm here. I will continue to be here when I can, and I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!